Hi there, welcome to this week's Thrive in 5, a tip I can impart to you in 5 minutes or less that you can think about, enact, put into action in 5 minutes or less. And this week it's about the neurotransmitters that are significant for well-being. And there are 4 of them. The acronym is DOSE, so if you like, it's a dose of happiness, a dose of well-being. D stands for dopamine, O stands for oxytocin, S stands for serotonin, and E for endorphins. So put together, that's DOSE. Now, there's lots of different ways that you can generate dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. And I'll come on to that in subsequent content. But the one thing that all of these neurotransmitters have in common is human touch. I thought that was really interesting. So if we think about human touch, that'll help us to produce dopamine in a really positive way. It'll allow us to generate feelings of oxytocin. So dopamine makes us feel really, really good. It's basically what's stimulated to encourage us to repeat those behaviours. So it connects with the reward part of the brain. Oxytocin I talked about very recently, and that is the love hormone, the bonding and connection neurotransmitter that makes us feel really good about doing something. It makes us feel really connected. Serotonin is what's believed to be a mood stabilizer. So it's good to have high amounts of serotonin in the brain and also in the gut. And most of it, I think, is in the gut, depending on who you believe. And we can eat our way to good serotonin. We can get it from light exposure, for example. And then endorphins, typically what we think of as exercise related. But there are lots of other ways you can produce endorphins as well. But the thing they have in common, as I say, is all about human touch. So massage is one of the common ones that's really good for both serotonin but also to a degree endorphins and also for dopamine. And massage would also be relevant for oxytocin because it's about connections. It's about human contact. So have a think about the different ways that you get human contact, whether it's eye contact, it's physical touch. And obviously this can be sensual, but that's not really what I'm getting at, although that is an important aspect of our well-being. You know, human contact at a sensual and sexual level. But maybe it's holding somebody's hand. Maybe it's shaking someone's hand and putting your other hand over that just to sort of solidify that connection. It's hugging. It's little bits of touch, little bits of tactile behaviour, obviously appropriately done in the right, if you've got the right dynamic. Don't force it if it doesn't feel comfortable either. Find a way that you can do it that does feel comfortable. But human contact, so important for well-being, and I think we've sometimes fallen a little bit away from that, a little bit reticent to do that. Actually, it makes people feel really good about things. So that's it for this week. Have a little bit of think about human contact. How can you put more of that in a way that you're comfortable with, that the person you're liaising with is comfortable, and see how that makes you feel. That's it. All the best, and I'll talk to you next week.